Good afternoon, my name is Darlene Natalia Sanchez Galindo, and today I will present my logbook for the course Language and Cultural Awareness. My portfolio is organized into two main sections, Logbook Term 1 and Logbook Term 2. Throughout the semester, I work on different activities with my classmates related to intercultural competence, multilingualism, cultural diversity, and inclusion. And I reflected on how these topics shaped my development as a future English teacher. In the first activity, we explore fundamental concepts such as intercultural competence, the relationship between language and culture, multiculturalism in education, and cultural stereotypes and bias. For this task, we created Logbook Term 1 section on our Google site where we include a reflective writing summary, an infographic, and a short video reflection. The process involved reviewing UNESCO documents, videos, and academic tests, answering guiding questions, and synthesizing the key ideas. This activity helped me understand that teaching a language involves much more than grammar. It also involves values, identities, and cultural perspectives. I became more aware of how stereotypes and biases can influence teaching and learning, and the importance of fostering respect and empathy in the classroom. As a future teacher, I learned the importance of integrating culture through reflective journals, case analysis, and discussions about diversity. The second activity of the first term was a collaborative dramatization called Cultural Shock Stories based on a cultural misunderstanding in an educational context. I work with my classmates. We create a short script with characters from different cultural backgrounds, a German student, a Colombian student, a Chinese student, and an American teacher who intervenes when the conflict emerges. The misunderstanding came from differences in punctuality, communication styles, authority, and approaches to academic work. The story shows how cultural values shape behavior and how miscommunication can easily occur when people assume others think the same way they do. This activity taught me the importance of setting clear expectations in multicultural groups and understanding that students may approach tasks differently depending on their cultural background. It also reinforced the idea that teachers must act as intercultural mediators. The first activity of the second term was a podcast called Voices of Diversity. In this episode, we reflected on the linguistic and cultural diversity in our community, the importance of multilingualism in education, experiences of inclusion or exclusion related to the language, and the role of the teachers in promoting intercultural awareness. We structured the podcast with an introduction, a reflective body, and a final closing message. This activity helped me recognize linguistic diversity as a valuable resource in the classroom. It made me reflect on how language shapes identity and how teachers can create inclusive environments where all languages and cultures are respected. The last activity of the semester was a visual challenge called My Community's Cultural Map. We observed our local context and identified elements such as the language spoken, cultural groups present, traditions, and institutions supporting inclusion. This activity helped me understand that my community is more diverse than it seems. I identified strengths such as cultural richness and challenges such as the need for stronger inclusion programs. The task helped me reflect on how diversity can become a pedagogical opportunity. As a future English teacher, this activity reminded me of the importance of understanding my students' social, cultural background to design relevant, inclusive, and culturally responsive lessons. To conclude, this logbook represents my learning process through the semester. I deepened my understanding of language as a cultural and social practice, and I strengthened my view of language teaching as an intercultural, inclusive, and human-centered profession. Thank you so much for listening, and I remain open to comment or questions.